Most couples only see half the picture. Behind every seamless wedding is a mountain of logistics, timelines, transport, and vendor coordination.
Planning and logistics is really from how do you get from point A to point B. We're making sure all of those little intricate details and pieces are getting managed from first thing in the morning to last minute at night.
Want to know what really makes a wedding run smoothly? Watch the full video with Grace and Virtue Events.
Now, you said that you are a planning, coordinating, and logistics company.
Yes.
So, just from my decades of experience, when people say a wedding planner, they only focus on that piece, the wedding planner. But I know in working with you and other vendors, the logistics and the planning, if you don't have that working well and working for your client, you're
Yeah.
going to have some problems. Tell us a little bit about that. Let our listener know what more than just planning that they see on the ground. You all look glamorous when you're on the floor, dressed up pretty and walking around with your mic. Tell them about some of what's happening in the background in the planning and logistics.
Yeah. So planning and logistics is really from how do you get from point A to point B. So if your ceremony and your reception are in the same venue, that's great. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes you have a different space within a venue. So we really support couples with making sure that if they have a particular setup or something special that they use during a ceremony gets to reception. If their ceremony venue is different from their reception venue, we're making sure that we're talking to them about how are guests getting from point A to point B? How are you and your wedding party and your families getting from point A to point B? And we're also talking to the couple about their vendors, and their photographer will need to be at both venues, right? Their videographer need to be at both venues. And so we're coordinating all of those pieces beyond just what color is the linen, what color china goes on the tables, what kind of flowers go on the tables. We're coordinating those pieces too, but the logistics of how are all of these pieces from the beginning of the day when hair and makeup gets started, where does the wedding party need to be? How will they get to the reception? How will they get to back to the hotel at the end of the night? Where do things go at the end of the night? If couples are providing special memento items, we want to make sure that we're giving those back to the appropriate people. We're making sure all of those little intricate details and pieces are getting managed from first thing in the morning to last minute at night.
That is wonderful. And that's on the day. You said some key things in there that people tend not to think about beforehand, but we could tell you the horror stories after, like cake topper from the bride's grandmother that got shipped in from Ireland that went missing at the end of the night
Right.
because we didn't know who to give it to and had to go on a 3-month search before it was found.
Yeah.
These are the things. Your beautiful day that was otherwise perfect, but then you had this nightmare to deal with for 3 months after the wedding
Yeah.
because a minor detail, like you said, wasn't paid attention to.
Yeah.
So it's things that people don't think about, right?
Yeah.